and welcome to a new video. Today I am going to be working on my sketchbook that I am trying to finish. I'm going to be working on a spread that's based on my trip to Ueno. Today I'll be using a moodier palette for these paintings. The colors I'll be using are Yellow Ochre, Perm Yellow Deep, Night Blue, and Carmine. And these colors I haven't really used together before, so I wasn't sure how they would work as like a cohesive palette. They were pretty dark in comparison to what I normally use for my palettes, and I did this because my trip to Ueno was on a very rainy day, and so I'm trying to add that type of moodiness to the piece by using more subdued colors, I guess. This was probably the worst planned day on our trip last year. I remember we basically ran out of things to do, and it was like near the end of our trip, and so we were like, okay, let's go to Ueno. We were gonna go walk around the park and see some of the shrines and temples, and it just was raining non-stop the entire time. And it finally like let up, and we were like, okay, we're just gonna go sit and like go grab food at a kobini at like a convenience store. And first off, like, we went to 5 different convenience stores to find food that we wanted because everything was out in Ueno, like there was just no food. And we finally got all of our food and we went to go sit down, and it started just pouring rain on us, and there's like no canopies or anything, so we were literally just sitting on a park bench trying to eat our like pizza buns, and I can't even remember what the food is actually called, but mine was like a sweet vanilla cake thing, and my husband was eating onigiri, which is just the Japanese rice balls. But we were just trying to eat our food, and it's pouring down rain on us, and we don't have umbrellas because we left it at the hotel because we didn't want to walk around with it. And so like we were just drenched and just trying to eat our food, and we found a place to hide while we were trying to finish, and it finally stops raining the moment we like hunker down. So we're like, okay, let's go back out and try finishing up our food. We sit back down on the wet bench, and it just starts pouring again. So it was a horrible time, but like it was really fun. We were like, oh, whatever, this is like unexpected, but it's actually pretty funny. So after all that happened, it finally let up after we finished eating. We just wanted to walk around and see a little bit of Ueno, and so I got a really pretty picture of like the skyscrapers in the distance, and then there was a really pretty like sitting area outside of the Ueno train station. And here's Mochi trying to enjoy the outside, but I'm bothering her. She hasn't been feeling great the past couple weeks, but after like a little round of medicine, she's doing a lot better. She's just been very fussy, and so I'm glad she's doing better after all of the little vet trips with her. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think what we did, because it was raining so bad, I think we came back to Ueno a couple days later, and so like this day it was just walking around the train station, and we went to a couple shrines. We walked like past the Ueno Museum, or not the Ueno Museum, the Ueno Zoo, and we didn't go in there just because like it was rainy and we just didn't feel like going. But now that I'm looking at our pictures, It looks like we came back a couple days later after our trip to Chiba, and we found this like one store. It was near the train station. It was underneath an overpass. I don't remember what the store was called, but it had a bunch of like Kirby merch, Hamtaro merch, which I was very happy, and I bought so much there. A lot of video game stuff, a lot of like, actually there was like Yume Nikki stuff, which I have never seen before, and I never knew that there was any merchandise for that game. But that was at like the top floor. There was Undertale, and I'm trying to think of what else. I don't think the Nintendo World was there. I might be remembering that incorrectly. But yeah, we just spent a good amount of time in that one store because it was like 8 floors of just merchandise like that. I think the rest of the day was just like going around to like a Daiso. Okay, we had to go to a Daiso because I needed to cut open a lot of my stuffed animals because I bought too many and they weren't all fitting in our suitcase. So I had to cut them open, remove all the stuffing just to keep the skins. And yeah, so that was a pain trying to find a seam ripper. And then we needed like bubble wrap and stuff for other fragile stuff. So yeah, our Ueno day or days was not like super eventful. Like we didn't do anything out of the ordinary. I got like these couple pictures and I was just really interested in the lily pads in the front of all the skyscrapers, and it was just really interesting because like the lily pads were out of the water and you could see that some of them were dying because it was turning into December at that point. And so it was just really pretty being able to see all the dead gold and yellow lily pads mixed in with the ones that were still alive. And as you looked further into the landscape, it was just this beautiful, like, it looked like a wheat field. It was just a beautiful golden hue against the like bright blue skyscrapers. And I think the fact that it was so like cloudy and rainy that day just added to the moodiness of the entire like landscape. It was just so beautiful to me and I didn't want to leave, but it was just like it kept pouring on us. But yeah, I'm not good at like painting landscapes or like skyscrapers unless if I do them in oil paint. I don't know, like doing it in gouache just feels a bit weird to me. But yeah, I'm not good at painting plants or anything, so this is just supposed to be a very fun painting. I'm just trying to get like that feeling that I got when I was looking out over the landscape and just seeing thousands of dead lily pads just branching out from the water. It was just such a beautiful day. But yeah, I'm going to shut up for the rest of this painting session. If you would like to paint with me, go ahead. If you'd like to just sit back and watch, that's fine too. And I will come back in a bit. popping back in real quick for a second. I wanted to show you what I use for my mini like details. I'm using this tiny brush that's called like the micro set from Creative Mark, and I'm just using this to do a little bit of detailing on the girl's face. I didn't do a good job, but you know. That's the final spread. These aren't colors that I tend to use together that often. I'm not very comfortable using yellows that aren't yellow ochre normally, and so this was just, you know, a little trial and error with me. Kind of like how it turned out. It's a bit moody. I was having a lot of trouble with water and like paint fluidity, so there was a whole bunch of warping going on. You can see it when I turn this page. It wasn't like this before when I did this other spread, and so this was just like a bad day for me, I guess. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any like recommendations or anything you'd like to see me work on, or like just anything, let me know down in the comments. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!